Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then?
So, Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, they've worked together. They've participated in some missions together, but it seems like they might be on a bad place right now. I mean, his sect is saying that she's kind of responsible for the worst night in their history.
Yeah.
There's the dark saber of it all. So how is she seeing this guy, given what they've been through, but also what he represents at this point?
Yeah, I think at this point, he's really just a thorn in her side. He has what she wants. There's only one way to get it. And I think that is the only thing she's thinking about. She has nothing left. She has no home. She has no family. Doesn't have the Darksaber. Without the Darksaber, she can't rule. That's all she's wanted because she thought that's what would bring her people together again. I think that she's in a really dark place, and he represents that.
Bo has had a certain idea about who she is, her leadership and what that is, a certain plan that she thought was going to come into effect, that she would be a part of, and obviously coming in contact with Din Djarin changed that, and not having the Darksaber changes that. And so I think for her it becomes about, a redefinition again of what that means, to be a leader, to be a Mandalorian.
I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
You've played this character for a bit over a decade now on 3 different series.
Yeah.
And I think about 25 years of continuity of her life.
Yeah.
So is it kind of wild for you to kind of track all that and think back on all that?
It is. And then I just talked to Dave, and it's fine. One of the things that I love more than anything is picking his brain about her and the universe and things that have happened that we may not have seen as viewers, and I just love it. She's grown so much in the course of her life and changed, as you would hope anyone would, over 25 years. And she's still got a lot to get through and a lot more growth to actually achieve before she could even hope to accomplish any of her goals, I think.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Season 2 had a lot of appearances from parts of Star Wars lore, movies, animation. Do you think that's sort of the framework of the show, or, you kind of pick and choose when is the right moment?
Yeah, I think the right moment comes when our story about, Din Djarin and Grogu takes us to a place that narratively feels right for something like that. And I think in the case of the first 2 seasons in Book of Boba Fett, there were places that felt like you were naturally going to go because of the trajectory of their relationship. And so, meeting Ahsoka Tano made sense, in that journey. And then certainly now Ahsoka's going to have her own show, with which Dave Filoni is spearheading from a character that he created for the animated series. So we'll see where it continues to expand and might have connection points.
At this point, you've gotten to do some really cool stuff and been there for some really cool stuff. So have you kind of checked off everything you'd want to do in sort of Star Wars and still enjoying it? Or is there still something where you're like, well, that'd be cool. It'd be cool to work with this character.
There's so much in Bo's backstory that is still existing in a timeline that's playing right now. We know she knew Obi-Wan. We know that they had contact, and that is a world that she could potentially exist in. There are places that she could actually go still, and we know that Dave and John and everybody else is taking it very seriously. When one production does one thing, they make sure moving forward that it works for the rest of the productions, because it is this overarching thing where they want that symbiosis between all of them. They want everything to be able to go together, and they take it very seriously.
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?